Sure. I think we really can face now Europe's chip moment. Why is that the case? We are talking about a classical AI chip. The standard component on these chips are billions of transistors. And the traditional transistor underlies certain limits in terms of usage. We built now a new type of transistor. It's called an NC-FET, negative capacitance field effect transistor. And that overcomes these limits. We can use much less energy to do the switching of the chip. So the clock frequency is much faster. And in total, we can produce a new classical AI chip on standard CMOS architecture, which is 40 times faster and uses only 5% of the energy. This is not an evolution, it's really a revolution in chip technology.
Marcos, I would like to discuss other elements of your business. As far as I understand it, you also signed a deal with the United States, in particular with the U.S. Air Force. I'm trying to understand, as we are seeing more interest and more spending on defense, whether you have managed to strike new deals with the U.S. or any other governments in that same context.
Yeah, look, I mean, the increase in defense spendings, I think, is very much in favor of companies like Terra Quantum. I mean, those spendings, you know, as we face more and more asymmetric situations, goes in particular in AI and cyber. And in cyber, there is no cybersecurity without quantum. And that's what exactly we produce. Terra Quantum is a world leader in quantum cybersecurity. And we are very happy that we could prolong our engagement with the US Air Force. And that's really kind of leading edge, in particular for a European company to be allowed to work on cyber for the US Air Force. And we are very confident that this also paves the way for more activities in Europe in particular.
Interesting. So we'll stay tuned for perhaps more announcements on that front. In the meantime, I have to ask you, given the connection with the United States, have you seen any impact or are you concerned at all about these trade tensions between the EU and the US in terms of how they might impact your business as well?
I mean, as long as the tariffs are concerned, I think that is not an issue for us as a deep tech company, right? Here, really, the competitive edge on our technology is decisive. The best products win. So that is not so much of a concern, but I think what we have to look at is that we are not, coming into a situation where those also increasing export control issues between Europe and the US would lead to a situation, that you have to build company structures around it. I hope that this will not come.
And just lastly, to understand the perhaps how these trade tensions could impact the outlook going forward, there's a school of thought that we could actually see the EU retaliating against the United States using digital services. So I'm wondering whether also from that point of view, there could be spillover effects.
Yeah, this we have to watch. I'm pretty sure we can cope for it and compensate, but what it could mean actually is that in the future, you have a split company structure where in the US, you have a shielded entity working for US clients, in particular if it's about government and organizations. And the same would apply in Europe, particularly even heterogeneously in the countries within Europe. And that would increase bureaucratic efforts and activities. So I hope we can avoid it, but it will also not be the end. So we'll still serve global markets. We can still work in the US and in Europe, but the associated costs would be higher, which is not so crucial for a deep tech company, actually.